Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS reporters Chris Flaherty, Tad Stefanak, Robert Paris, and Carter Ames. Gretchen Carey with the Community Calendar. Thank you for joining us. A growing number of organized groups and a growing number of people are peacefully protesting outside of the Burlington ICE facility. A group called Bearing Witness at ICE organized on Wednesdays from 11 to 1 p.m. BNEWS reporter Chris Flaherty has the story.
Not many people know that tucked away here in the district in Burlington is a field office for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. Over the last several weeks, a large amount of residents and community members have gathered in peaceful protests against the organization's mass amount of raids and detainments.
We are out here supporting immigrants and the amazing things they do for our country, and what ICE is doing is wrong, and we as a nation need to be out there in person showing that's what we believe.
Well, like many Americans, I was reading the news, I was watching videos online of these abductions, and I wanted to see with my own eyes, where do these agents actually come from? Where are they bringing immigrants? And so Lori and I decided to come to this Burlington ICE office. And the first moment we stepped here, we were struck by just how ordinary this building looks. And this building should never be ordinary. The actions that they're doing should never be normal in this country or in any other society.
This building is very nondescript, and nobody even knew it was the ICE office, the regional ICE office. So we put a sign in the ground with the word ICE facing the building. And so lots and lots of people now know that this is here who had no idea before. A few weeks ago, Jared reached out to me at the temple, and he also reached out to a number of other clergy in adjoining towns and told us what he was doing and asked us to join him. And so we joined, and I came down here and had a long talk with him and started creating videos about the situation and posting it all over Facebook. And now we went from less than 10 people to about 60 people who are here.
This is the United States Constitution. Any person in the United States, regardless of their legal status, has the right to due process. This means they have the right to receive notice of the government's intended action and evidence against them.
Every ICE agent, every government official from the president on down swears an oath to the Constitution. But it's been evidently clear that they don't swear an oath to actually read the Constitution. And so what we wanted to do was come down and read to them. So we're reading the amendments of the Constitution so that at least they know what they are while they're violating them.
I'm just so grateful, all these people coming out every week, putting themselves at risk, putting others before themselves, out here to support the immigrants and to shame the people working at ICE.
We've had people jump out of their cars who've come into the parking lot to thank us for standing up for them and being so surprised that a bunch of Americans are here to support them. So it's been very emotional. It's had a huge impact on I think all of us, as well as all of everybody driving by and everything, and we're really spreading the word. Every week the numbers have doubled, literally, and I think today they almost we'll probably end up going to triple the numbers because the word's been getting out, and ICE has been doing more and more egregious, outrageous things, like picking people up. That 18-year-old Marcelo they picked up, and I think that resonated with a lot of people. So people just want to be able to stop feeling helpless and want to do something to stand up for what's happening here.
Marcelo Gomes da Silva has since been released, sharing details on the condition of his stay at the facility.
This is how we sleep. This is our blanket. They give us a really long sheet of this thin aluminum, I'm guessing, and we lay down on the concrete floor and put that over us and just sleep through the night. We don't get to see outside. We don't get to walk outside. We all stay in there. And the only chance we get to breathe is when they open that little gap and some cold air comes in.
BNEWS reached out to the Barrisons for comment and shared the following. Since our first visit 9 weeks ago when it was just the two of us, every week our numbers have grown. This week, more than 140 people stood in loving solidarity to show support for immigrants and their constitutional rights. We remain committed to nonviolence in our speech and actions, and our protests have been peaceful.
How many of you are here for the first time? Wow. Thank you so much for taking this step and for being here today. This is our 9th week standing outside this ordinary office-looking building. We're here and we'll keep coming back.
Until next time, this is Chris Flaherty for BNEWS Weekly.
The Burlington High School Building Committee is urging the public to learn about the proposed Burlington High School and Community Building Project Plan. The committee has recently published their latest project update, including a project timeline and proposed site and floor plans. The project is set to go before town meeting in September, where it will need 2/3 of the vote in favor to pass. If it passes, it will be on the townwide ballot for a debt exclusion. Over 50% yes votes are needed for the project to proceed. The update detailed why a new high school is needed and why the addition renovation plan makes sense. For all the information on the project, you can visit their website. With several big projects facing the town, including the aforementioned high school project, Select Board member Nick Priest held a town hall public forum to provide a better understanding of debt exclusion, what Proposition 2.5 is, and Burlington's tax levy limit. Tad Stefanak has more.
The town of Burlington has started up town hall public forums for residents to discuss hot-button topics in town.
It's billed as a selectman meeting only because if we have quorum of the select board, we would be in violation of open meeting law. So we post it as a full select board meeting for the sake of transparency. We've done town halls historically in the past. We haven't done them in a great while. I think it's a great way to get information out to people. Obviously, we have the great folks at BCAT that we can sit down with at any time and talk, but this is a great way to engage the people and have a conversation. Very much a public forum. The goal of these will typically be to give a presentation on a specific topic and then open it up for questions, and then always just kind of keep a portion open for general Q&A so folks can come in and ask questions and hopefully we can answer them. I think probably as needed to start, I would love to do them quarterly. I think it's important, we take like these big topics, right? Like tonight we're talking about Prop 2.5 and debt exclusions. Find that big topic that, is going to impact the whole community and try and get that information out in one setting and then use that as a catalyst to continue the conversation.
From Burlington Town Hall, I'm BNews reporter Tad Stefanak.
With construction on the new police station planned to begin in September, the Burlington Public Arts Committee has been hard at work to find a new placement for the sculptures located right next to the current station at the current sculpture park. Barbara LaRue, the committee chair, came to the BCAT studio to share her vision of a new sculpture walk on the Common.
These have been approved, so they will be moving to these locations. The ones in blue here, that is Havoc and Follow Your Heart.
Okay.
And as you can see, it kind of makes a little walk starting with Havoc and Follow Your Heart. And this path that curves with the red dots is an existing path, and the sculptures will be on either side of the path, and then we'll cross the street. And we'll have some in front of the municipal buildings, one to the right of Town Hall, and then two on either side of the walkway going into the Town Hall Annex.
If you're looking for even more art on the Common, then you're in luck. Next Friday, June 27th, is the grand opening of the Burlington Micro Gallery. What is the Burlington Micro Gallery? It's a pop-up art gallery housed in a refurbished, solar-powered trailer that has been reimagined for this purpose. The renovated space features large windows and a beautiful interior that will soon be home to art from a diverse array of local and regional artists. Melissa Tintakalis, the town's Director of Economic Development, secured state funding to implement recommendations in the comprehensive master plan related to placemaking and enhancing the town center's vibrancy. The goal of the gallery is to provide an accessible art experience for residents and visitors who may not have access to other art galleries in the region due to financial or transportation constraints. The gallery will make appearances at Burlington Town events, gathering places, and parks. A schedule will be announced soon, but be on the lookout for the micro gallery to be available at local favorites like the Burlington Mall, 3rd Ave, and parks across Burlington. The Burlington Volunteer Reserve Corps will host a talk, Advancing Healthcare Close to Home, on Wednesday, June 25th from 6 to 7 p.m. in the Murray Kelly Room at the Council on Aging. Skylight Health Research will review what clinical research is, why it is important for local community members to participate, and how this research can shape healthcare. Clinical research involves people who volunteer to help us better understand medicine and health. Skylight Health Research hopes to inform residents about the ways in which they can volunteer and why a diverse group of participants improves outcomes. Visit their website for more, for more info and a link to register. Arthur Enos, a proud United States Marine, retired owner of Enos Ambulance and devoted community servant, passed away peacefully on his own terms, just as he lived on the morning of Monday, June 16, 2025. He was 84 years old. Arthur moved to Burlington in 1968 with his wife, Ellen. Art supported Ellen in building her own dance studio, Ellen's School of Dance in Billerica. He also opened and ran Enos Ambulance Service for 25 years. Art was the Toys for Tots coordinator for over 35 years for Middlesex and Essex counties. Through his dedication and networking, Art was able to secure free warehouse space, which saved millions of dollars that was able to be used to purchase toys. He built a Toys for Tots program that was recognized nationwide. Art held various leadership positions in the Marine Corps League at both the local and state levels, including serving as Commandant of the Burlington chapter. He was also president of the Allied Veterans Association. Art was instrumental in designing, fundraising for, and coordinating the installation of the flagpoles at the Burlington Common, each representing a branch of the U.S. Armed Services. He also spearheaded the effort to install a towering flagpole, an enormous American flag, at the entrance of Burlington High School. Art was a fixture at local ceremonies and memorials, often serving as an organizer and speaker. In 2012, Art was named Marine of the Year for Department of Massachusetts Marine Corps. In his later years, Art led the roll call of veterans who had passed away at Burlington's annual Memorial Day ceremonies. He also ensured that every Marine buried in Burlington cemeteries had a Marine Corps flag placed at their gravesite on Memorial Day. For many, Art Enos was the face of Burlington's veteran community. The Enos family, the Marine Corps League, local veterans associations, and the entire town of Burlington have lost a truly remarkable man. As you drive past Burlington High School or the town common and see the flags waving proudly in the breeze, think of Art. You can visit the Sullivan Family Funeral Home for the full obituary. Burlington's annual Cops and Cars was held at the Common, and BNEWS volunteer Carter Ames was there.
On Father's Day, the Burlington Police Department organized their 5th annual Cops and Cars fundraiser here at the Town Common.
It's actually, believe it or not, months of planning. It's going to get posted, and you've got to try and get people to attend. And then there's a lot of flyers that need to get passed out, and then we're obviously cooking food. So there's food, and there's raffles, and there's T-shirts, and there's a lot of behind the scenes that goes into it. Checking in with the town and getting the necessary permits to make sure it's a good, safe event.
While all the proceeds go to people helping people and the food pantry, it is a day that brings the town together.
I love that it brings people together in the community, all for a good cause, not just people helping people, but the other nonprofits that are here, and it gives people a chance to get to know each other.
After all of these gloomy weekends, the rain held off for this event, bringing a huge crowd.
Considering every weekend's been raining, we've got a sunny day. We were supposed to be here yesterday and it rained, so we used our rain date, which is today, and we're thrilled with the turnout and the sun is shining.
Stay tuned for the full special on BCAT's public channel. Can't wait to see what they do next for Cops and Cars 2026. I'm Carter Ames. Thank you.
Thank you, Carter. Finally, a sunny Saturday after 12 consecutive rainy Saturdays. Marshall Simons Middle School 6th grade robotics team, the Mappers, earned the Rising All-Star Award at the 4th annual First Lego League Challenge, or FFL Challenge, hosted at the iconic Liberty Science Center in New Jersey. 52 teams from across the country that earned their spot through regional tournaments competed. The Mappers stood out for their innovative project, robotic design, core values, and problem solving, key qualities recognized by judges in awarding the Rising Star title. Their award showcases the unity and determination that brought them to victory. Their custom-designed robot with a thoughtful innovation project impressed the judges. Congratulations to the Mappers and their coaches for their outstanding achievement. The BHS Tech Exploration Program also had a couple of successful competitions that were awarded multiple trophies. Robert Paris has more.
Student help desk instructor Leroy Wan had his high school tech exploration program go above and beyond, competing in multiple competitions this year. The first was the MIT World Digital Fest Summit, coming in first place overall.
We really only had like a matter of days to respond and prepare, but luckily, as I said, we've been doing things with drones for a while. So I already had sort of a trifold. The guys had already built the drone and had it working, so we thought, okay, we'll enter this in as kind of like our sort of robotics entry. The students on the team did a great job just presenting what we're doing, and we won first place and $500, so that was a nice thing.
Their drone was built by his students, who had to work together making sure it functions properly.
It's a lot of different parts that are involved, so if anybody's ever like actually bought a drone off the shelf, usually it's not too hard to just charge the battery, learn how to control it and fly it. This is obviously a very different thing in that you have to build all the parts as you see them. So basically kind of the arms that have the motors, you have like this unit at the top that controls it, you've got GPS here, this is basically kind of like the receiver for the controller or the transmitter.
Leroy explained how each individual part takes time to build. Trial and error is a definite.
So, you know, there's a lot of stuff that the students have to do to really just get basic things working. So I'm going to move the controllers down. Okay, so you're going to get that signal, and then that spins the motors up. Okay. Obviously, I don't have propellers now because that would be dangerous because that would mean the drone would like fly up. There are different things that the students had to do to obviously make sure that all these things were working properly. And so, you know, that's a big part of it, is just getting it to work, period. And so we had a number of crashes, number of just weird things that happened, and that goes back to like 3 years ago when we started this process. It could be something as silly as like a propeller not being put on tightly enough. The way that the wiring works is the motors have to spin a certain direction. You know, these opposite ones will have to spin one direction, whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise, and then the other ones are the opposite of that. So I've had students wire things improperly, not remembering polarity, and then like the drone will just tip over. They learn a lot of things about just engineering, design, safety checklists and things like that. So it's a really good experience to just sort of go through it, even though there's a lot of frustration sometimes when things don't work. But that's part of the whole process, the engineering process of trying to figure out why isn't it working, how do we get it to work.
They also placed third in the region at the Aerospace Robotics competition.
Building the drone and I guess really honestly getting it to work is a challenge in and of itself, but then being able to sort of build additional things to it and getting it to do things like pick up these straw cubes or like balls and kind of drop them in places that you have to for like the goals of the competition.
Leroy is proud of his students and what they have accomplished this year, and to be awarded 2 trophies is definitely a great way to end the school year on a high note.
It was a very hands-on experience that required a lot of like technical skill learning and development, and also stuff we've learned in school. We don't have like a shop class or like an auto class or anything, so the drone internship was the perfect way for us as people who've never experienced those kinds of classes to get a taste of that, and I think it really helps with our learning.
Just a really gratifying thing this year was just doing things that we'd never done before. So essentially winning 2 awards, accomplishing some things that we had never done, just seeing their excitement. So their happiness made me happy. Just as long as they accomplish good things, that's what I look for, and that's what makes me feel very gratified about the program.
Congratulations to Leroy Wan and everyone on the team. From Area 123, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
Sports is wrapped up for the year. However, we still have a couple of Red Devil shout-outs for you. This week goes to Ryan Brooks, who not only won both the pentathlon and javelin competitions at the D4 Championships, but set the school record for both. We have that right after the community calendar with Gretchen Carey.
Hey everyone, I'm Gretchen Carey, and this is your Community Calendar. Beginning on June 25th through August 6th from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department will be having children's shows on the town common. For a list of the performers, go to their website. On June 26th from 3:30 to 8 p.m., the Burlington Public Library will be having a summer reading carnival. No registration is required and the event is free. For more information, go to the library website. On June 27th through August 29th, the Burlington Micro Gallery will be on display at the Common, featuring an internationally and nationally exhibited artist based in Concord, Massachusetts. For more information, go to the following website. For more community calendar events, go to bcattv.org, burlingtonpubliclibrary.org, and burlingtonrecreation.org. I'm Gretchen Carey, and that was your community calendar.
Junior Ryan Brooks competed in the D4 MIAA State Championship meet at Merrimack College on the weekend of May 30th, where he came in first place in 2 events and garnered 2 new school records.
Ryan was in the pentathlon on day 1 of the meet. He won that, beat Elijah Walensky's school record, and then on day 2 of the meet, he came from behind in his final throw to win the javelin, held off a Melrose athlete who was in his final throw after Ryan got within 1 inch, but Ryan ended up winning by an inch. That broke Jay Thorstenson's record, which was from 2004.
Brooks finished in the pentathlon at 16.58 seconds and set a new school record. He also set a school record and came in first place in the javelin, where he threw 177 feet and 2 inches.
You know, I hit every PR throughout the pentath, which was huge, which got me to that school record. And then going to Sunday, it was again nice weather, which was good, and I got that school record in first place again. Doing that as a junior, you know, that's my goal, because they always say, like, you have time until like your senior year to like get the school records, and I'm like, I know, but like, why not get it now, you know?
Coach Carr has seen Ryan grown over the years and is always looking to go one step further during the events.
You know, Ryan's an interesting person in that he can be used in even more than just the 5 events of the multis, and we have to do a better job at letting him get really good at 1 or 2 events. We're constantly moving him around for the needs of the team, and that's the value of his flexibility.
As for Ryan, one thing is on his mind: an athletic scholarship.
That's my huge, you know, emphasis on my senior year. Starting from my sophomore year, I've been getting, you know, recruited for some schools and stuff. So if I just keep building on that, that's when they start like offering a senior year. So my huge goal is just to get, you know, as many offers as I can for college.
Congratulations, Ryan, on becoming state champ and creating 2 new school records. This is the Red Devil Shoutout.
Our photo of the week this week was sent in by local photographer Sam Norman. He captured this bird on a tree branch out of Horn Pond eating his dinner. Great shot, Sam. Thank you. We'd like to see your photos. The photos could be of something you see around town, whether outside your own door, or even photos of your family members and pets. Whatever you think is interesting and would like to share. Send them to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. Now that school is coming to a close and summer is officially here, Chris Flaherty brings us a preview of the summer blockbuster season and what moviegoers can look forward to, from superhero action and action films to the latest animated adventure from Pixar and plenty of originals. Visit our website to check out Chris's take on some of the films that are currently showing and soon to be released. An important reminder from the Mass DOT that paving on Cambridge Street begins on Sunday, June 22nd from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. There will be lane closures and drivers should expect delays. That's it from the desk. We leave you this week with scenes from Cops and Cars. Thank you for joining us.